If I stopped you in the middle of your draft and asked, what does your protagonist want and why, could you tell me in only one sentence? Because if you can't tell us what they want, and if your reader can't at all times, then we won't know what's at stake if they fail. And that means we'll have no emotional investment in your story. I've worked in professional story development and TV production for over 13 years, helping writers go from blank slates and messy drafts to finished products that sold. And one of the most common problems I see at all levels is that the protagonist's internal goal just isn't clear enough. If you don't know what's driving your character, we won't either, and that will kill your story's engagement and ultimately momentum too. So to start, I'm going to show you what your protagonist's want really is, then the difference between internal and external wants, how both shape your structure, scenes, and stakes, and how to design a want that drives the plot forward while setting up a character arc that has real emotional impact. Every story should begin with a character in some form of emotional discomfort, dissatisfaction, or pain. Something in their life isn't working, something's missing, something feels incomplete, and they want it to change. This is your protagonist's internal desire. And a lot of writers get confused by this because they think making authentic feeling characters means layering them with lots of multiple desires. But you have to realize and remember that readers are signing up to go on a specific journey. And for that to feel like it's progressing, they need to be clear about the one specific goal this character has. Once you've stripped out their competing desires or made sure to focus on the single thing they're doggedly pursuing most of the time, and most importantly, every scene then becomes infused with purpose, and this has to be a burning ambition because it's what's going to motivate their behavior and compel them to go through all your story throws their way. And it's only when we're clear on how much this thing means to them that we'll be crystal clear on what's at stake for them if they fail. In Inception, Dom Cobb's internal desire is to return home to his children and find internal peace. In Sicario, Kate Mesa wants to remain true to her values while making a difference by delivering justice within the boundaries of the law. In A Game of Thrones, Ned Stark is to protect his family and bring stability and peace to the realm. Walter White wants to be respected and be a provider, and in True Detective 1, Ross Cole seeks agency by ordering a chaotic world, while Marty seeks to live up to his ideals of righteousness. The internal desire is the fuel. It's what launches the story. Whether they tell us or not, it should be revealed in what they're doing. Walter White never literally declares he wants to be a provider or have respect, but we see him being bullied and working multiple jobs that clearly communicate that reality to us. And then that internal desire has to be channeled into a pursuit, the plot-specific external goal that propels the character into the narrative, taking them out of Act 1 and into your story as it gets underway. In Inception, Dom Cobb's is to successfully plant Inception in Robert Fisher's mind. Kate Mesa's is to assist the task force in taking down a powerful cartel leader. Ned Stark's is to uncover the truth behind John Arryn's death to protect his family and potentially the realm. Walter White sets out to build a drug empire to secure his family's future, while Rust and Marty's plot-specific external goal is of course solving the decades-long series of ritualistic murders. So the internal desire creates emotional depth and character stakes, and the plot-specific goal creates the narrative structure they pursue to fulfill that desire and your plot goal. So together they give your story its propulsion, because the want is the engine. It's what moves the plot forward and makes every scene have consequence and personal emotional stakes. So if a scene feels flat, you should also ask yourself, what does the character want right now? Why do they want it? What happens if they don't get it? And can this be justified by the point of view character as in some way being crucial to them in how they understand they're going about achieving their goal? If you can't answer those questions, that scene probably isn't earning its place. And now that you've defined what your protagonist wants, the internal desire and the plot-specific external goal, the next step is understanding what they need. Because while your want drives the plot, their need drives their transformation. So watch this video here where I'll show you how to define your protagonist's internal need.